Hello you guys and welcome to my channel and welcome to day 17 of 20 days of Christmas cut files with confessions of a paper addict. I have, for the prompt today, which is build a cut file, I have the new release of build a hot cocoa. I think that's what it's called. Build a hot chocolate, sorry. Cut file that I've cut out. I've cut my little red cup out in this red paper from 49th and Market, which when I cut it, if you guys remember the last time I cut the title out in my last layout, it was really tough because I cut it all out at the same time and I hadn't cleaned my blade at the time. I probably will actually leave this inside. We might just do something to it to make it stand out a little bit. But let me trim off some of this stuff. I have a photo that I have to print yet of a lovely cup of cocoa that I am holding from one of these Christmases. I don't remember which one at the moment. And I'm going to play with the Simple Stories Mix and a Mingle collection. So I cut out the cup, I've cut out the heart, I've got candy cane and sprinkles still on this backing. So I've got that. I've got some marshmallows and some cat hair. I've got the big Cool Whip, which is going to sit right on top, and I've got the marshmallows, like I said. And I've got this lovely snowflake, which I plan on just sticking right in the center of my mug. And then I've got my spoon, which I think we're going to ink up the edges, or the outline, so it looks more like a spoon. And then I've got, my little marshmallows. And I think I'm going to do something to the insides of the whipped cream or Cool Whip, whipped cream, so that these stand out a little bit too. I might emboss them. And then I gotta figure out something to do for the inside of my candy cane. What I'm going to do, I think, is just back it in white, because I've cut it out in this red, and since I have lines that are red, it'll look red and white striped if I just back it in white. So I think that's what we'll do. So I'll finish cutting that out, and then we'll sprinkle all red sprinkles on top of this after I get that backed. But those are the plans. So I gotta print my photo. I'm going to emboss, maybe glitterize these to back that. I'm going to do something to the actual cup, so that stands out, the inside, so that stands out. And then, and then, so that's what we're at so far. Oh yeah, ink that up. I think the marshmallows also, I need to back them with something, so that they stand out a little bit better, but they're gonna be white. And then I've got to figure out papers and what the heck I'm gonna do. So I guess that depends on how I print my photo, doesn't it? So I'm gonna go ahead and do some of those things, because that's a lot of things to do before we're even ready to assemble. But I wanted to show you kind of the very beginning stages of this layout, and my brain, because it's very interesting, I'm sure. But make sure that you are going to the Facebook page to grab your freebies and check out all the inspiration that has been going on for the last few days, 20 days. We've got a few more days left that there will be more cut files being shown. All the cut files have been released for this month, and the freebies are in the Facebook group, so make sure you go check out those. So what I've done so far is I've glued my marshmallows to some tissue paper. I put texture on the handle of my mug. I've separated these two. I think what I might do actually is back this with another pattern and then frame this with another pattern, so I have two different hearts. We'll see. I haven't decided for sure what I'm going to do with the heart. We're going to put the snowflake on the cup. So the textured handle's going to go back in. I'm going to texturize the base of the cup. So I've cut it into pieces. One, so it'll fit in my tiny little Bira manual die cutting machine for my embossing plate. But also, I did end up cutting out this photo of myself and put hug in a mug. And I'm gonna have some journaling that I don't necessarily want out in the world or just on the page. It'll kind of ruin the page. It's actually a very somber photo and moment. And there's gonna be it's gonna be kind of, I'm gonna make a pretty page, but I'm gonna journal some things. So it's not really gonna fit the mood of the journaling. And so that's another reason I want the journaling kind of hidden. Not necessarily that I want to not scrapbook the feeling, but I don't know how to make I can make a sad page, but I don't want to, because I also want to remember good things. So that's why, yeah. But I'm just gonna journal relatively about how comforting a hot cup of liquid sometimes is, even on the morning of your mom's funeral, along those lines. So that's, yeah. So I'm gonna have hidden journaling. So I cut this so then I can flap this, and it'll open, but the snowflake will kind of be the flap so you know where to open it. So I just have these little plates, and I wanted them to be, pretty sure I wanted them to be raised dots, not the other way around. And I don't really care if it, if I do it correct to the point of it lining up. It doesn't matter. It might matter, but I'm gonna pretend it doesn't matter. And then this way, the inside will stand out a little bit because it's the same color, same pattern as what the outline of the mug is. Okay, so then I'll create my flap. And I've also, so I backed the candy cane and I've embossed, can you even see that? I've embossed the insides of my whipped cream to look like whipped cream. So I've got all that. So now it's just page assembly, really. I'm gonna create my flap by taking paper. And I don't necessarily want it double-sided tape down. And then even though I'm not folding it this direction, I can still bone fold that spot and then fold it over. I can still line it up there, and then we will glue that part down, and it will, yeah. We'll ink it and then back it with the correct color, the cream. So my marshmallows are gonna stand out like crazy because they're white, but that is fine. I can do this on the diagonal. It'll fit. And then we can ink the edges of that to be whatever color. So this is gonna have to dry. And I'm gonna pick out some ink, and that I'm gonna do that after I kind of determine what other papers I'm gonna use, because I can make my spoon whatever color. So I'll let that dry. I'll trim that out. Let me grab the rest of the collection and the papers, and we can start figuring out what else we're doing from there. All right, I was gonna show you how I did this part. I trimmed this down. So I found this, is it a Prima? No, what is this? I don't remember what paper that is, but I found this in my stash. I don't have very many 12x12s left in this collection, but I thought it was good because it brings some of the cream, because I grabbed a white doily. I had enough paper of this pattern that I cut it into an 8-inch circle. But I was going to show you how I was going to create this flap. So I glued the back of my flap to this cream cardstock that I have left over, except for I just remembered I want the smooth side because I'm journaling. Shoot. Okay, hold on. Not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I just wasted some cardstock. Yeah, just remembered I wanted the smooth side for journaling. And then, just so it's nice and even, we will just back the whole cup with this. Okay. Let me let that dry. And I guess it's okay if this part is in, because then if my whipped cream doesn't cover all the way, it's covered. Right? There we go. Messy! This is just gonna get glued down because I'm just gonna have journaling on one half. And then the snowflake is gonna be right in the center, and that's gonna kind of be the indicator that something turns open or opens. So we're gonna glue down just this side. Okay, I'll let that glue. I'll trim around it, and then that'll be set. I'm really liking the way this is turning out. I think I will just ink around with some, kind of want to do like, I was thinking like pine needles. So we'll ink the edges of the spoon with some pine needles. I should just say ink up the spoon with pine needles, because clearly I'm not just doing the edges. Okay. We can do this. Wipe some of that away. Baby wipe. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let things dry now. All right, I'm getting things glued down. I've got these popped up on foam. And I've got the little sprinkles down. I've tucked in the candy cane. I've got some marshmallows up there. I did all my journaling before I glued this down. I just tucked a couple scraps behind my photo. I tucked the one heart right here. I'm gonna add some more marshmallows down here. I've got 2 there. I've got 2 left. I just cut a bunch out. I don't necessarily have to use them, but I feel like I can and should. Let's do... I gotta put my spoon somewhere yet. Yeah, maybe I can tuck this part right here then. It's a lot of red. Maybe up there. Yeah. This is super cute. I really like the way this turned out. I inked the edges. I did some blending just behind the doily, just a little bit. Wanted to bring a little color in there. Now let's see. I don't know really what I all would want to put on here from the sticker sheet. But we'll see if there's anything. Oh dear. Yeah. Maybe florals. Let's just tuck this right there. Do I have anything for down here? That's the question. Do I have any ephemera that are florals? I could do that just because tis the hot cocoa photo or cut file. Maybe the peppermint sticks. Just something down over there. My journaling. I feel like I should put a word phrase right in the middle there. Cup of cheer. And then after the close-ups, just because I know not everybody necessarily needs or wants to hear what my journaling says, but after the close-ups, I will read my journaling. So if you want to listen to that or hear what it says, you can stay tuned, and that will be that I will read that. My glue's getting low. I'm gonna put a little one right in the middle of my snowflake. Sure am. I think that looks good. I like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you always. Make sure you check out everybody else who is playing along down below. Check out the Facebook group. The hop is almost over. It goes only until the 20th, New Zealand time, 19th, USA time, and so does the discount. So make sure you go check that out. It's in the shop, Etsy shop, linked down below. We'll see you next time. Okay, guys, I am going to read you my journaling. I moved. My son wanted to play on computer, and I didn't really want to necessarily read this journaling out loud for him. So I moved to the living room. But I will do my best to... I cried while I was writing it, so I don't think I will right now while reading it, but I will read it for you. On days like today, a cup of coffee can only do so much, but it does help. Any warm liquid is comforting, just making it to smell it, even if you never get the chance to drink it. My heart is sad, drained of all color. The coffee doesn't taste, just soothes the throat that's been void of liquids. So many tears shed. But I have this coffee in your cup, French vanilla, your favorite. So even though the taste doesn't matter, the warmth of it, like the warmth of your love, comforts me just the slightest. The smell will always bring memories of you. I will treasure each little reminder of what you gave me, a great life, and more love than I realized too late. The closest to a warm hug from you again is in this mug. So yeah, that's my journaling. Thank you guys again. We'll see you next time.